was gonna play a song, but I think today we could do this a little bit differently. NFT verse, if you wanna kick us off with maybe even singing us something, maybe even singing your special, the happy hour special, I think that would be phenomenal if you kick us off with that or something, man. A rap, a rhyme, a poem, anything, bro.
Yeah, let me come off the top of the dome real quick. Good morning, ENS family. Good morning to 5159. Good morning to the rest of the speakers. Let me see if I can get some spoken word up in here. I'm gonna come right off the top of my head. ENS. Wow, how lovely the ENS is. Um, I love how the community flows. I love how the community is. ENS. What a lovely place to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You get what I'm saying? Do you really see? ENS is a place we all can come together, loving community, hugging, no matter what the weather. ENS, the Ethereum naming service. Have you ever thought you'd be in a place like this early on? Early on, you're early. This is the place to be. Welcome to the ENS Updates show. Thank you, Kev. Appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir. That was good, man. That was organic. That was organic, y'all. That was organic. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the ENS Updates show. We do a show every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to give you all a special shout out for being in attendance early to the show. You guys are everybody who's in this room right now. I want to say this right now. I want to make it loud and clear. You are my favorite people. You guys are some of my favorite people because you guys show up early. And that's what it's about, right? You show up early. You show up early. You guys attend, and I really appreciate that. Now, what I do want to say here is I just want to share some thoughts real quick for the morning, and then we'll kind of go from there. And if you guys want to come on stage and share any thoughts, questions, anxieties, frustrations, updates, whatever it may be, feel free to request up, and we'll bring you on up here. This is the entire space for the ENS community, right? We don't take the mic from anybody. Whatever cool things you're working on or you're doing or actually building within this community, let us know. We want to hear about it, and this is a good platform and opportunity to share it with the community, right? It's a community effort to push all of us to the next level. But I want to share some thoughts about last night, by yesterday. So yesterday, I decided I wanted to spend some ETH on some ENS domains, and I pretty much made a tweet and I said, hey y'all, I want to buy a bundle. Whoever has a bundle for sale, you feel me? Send me your bundles. I got about 0.4 ETH to spend, and I got like over 100 responses, over 100 replies of people sending me their bundles. Some good, some better than others. I would say that some terrible, some good, some okay, and some great. A lot of good things. But as I was shopping around or looking around as to what I wanted to buy, it I was kind of very hesitant to buy anything because I got so overwhelmed with domain names. I probably got over 1,000 domain names. I got extremely overwhelmed with domain names. Like, man, I don't know what I want. And I saw and I thought, I'm like, man, it might be hard to sell some of these fucking names. Just because there's just so much different name. People have so much different creative processes and thought processes. And man, so I sat back and I said, I need to buy something. I want to buy something. I said, I'm going to buy something. So I have to buy something. and then a dude had a couple of surnames, or aka last names if you're in the States, and they had pretty decent search results on LinkedIn. And I thought, man, I think this is a very safe play for me. This is a safe play, is to buy last names. It's to buy names, because when you ultimately think about what this thing is, what we're doing with Web3 right here, it's payment transactions is the primary thing that why people are using ENS, are using crypto, right? Sending Ethereum, sending NFTs, sending things to each other. And I think, having somebody send something to kev.eth or kevin.eth is so simple and so easy and so seamless, that I think we might be overcomplicating this thing or overthinking this thing a lot of times. So me personally, I felt I brought like 5 or 4 surnames for point two that I was pretty comfortable with. Some of them were prominent figures, last names. Some of them had pretty decent search results on LinkedIn, and one of them had like 10,000 search results on LinkedIn, and I was comfortable with that because I knew that I had a potentially 10,000 buyers in the near future who might potentially want that last name. As compared to me just buying a niche related name, I'll probably limit my number of potential buyers dramatically. So that thought was what I was thinking last night. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I did end up buying the bundle. I bought 4 surnames, and I am very satisfied with those holdings because I know I'll make that return on investment sometime in the near future. Who knows when? But those are my thoughts for the day, y'all. If you aren't looking into surnames or even first names, take a look at it. Take a look into it. I think it's basic, it's safe, especially if you're buying ones that a lot of people have those last names or first names. I think they're fairly safe bets ultimately in the long run. But with that being said, y'all, good morning. We'll go ahead and pass it over to our co-host Master, and then we'll go to NFT verse.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I think NFTverse, you were doing great. Since I was just logging in and I hear you saying those stuffs, I was wondering since when did this space change style? But yeah, that was awesome, man. Kev, I 100% agree with you. Every time I want to buy some name, I will also ask myself the very similar question, especially with ENS our vision is adding value to allowing us to have more and more, collections right now. So buying ENS domain is more like buying NFT because right now we have like 99 Club, 10K Club, Arabic 99, or so other like even the country club, the first name, last name club, all these clubs. But remember, these clubs, you buying a floor. That means you're buying a floor in Doodle, you're buying a floor in Punk. There's no difference to that. But domain is not a business that we should, sweep the floor. If we keep sweeping the floor, then 100% you are for speculation, and you don't know, you don't get the right, way how to, play with the domain or you invest or you use it yourself. That's not the right way. So always find out why this number is great for you, why this name is great for you, and ask yourself that question: who will possibly, be in love of that name? Like, be more specific. You know, the more specific, the better. Like myself, if I'm asking myself who is going to be interested in Richard Doris, then there will be a lot of Richard, famous Richard, come to my mind. Maybe Richard Branson, maybe Richard, there are a lot of Richard, just right. Like for Trump Doris, it's just maybe the Trump families. It will be the one. Just the more specific, the better. And I think this is a very patient game. We don't expect that the most decent people with the who loves this domain with a budget and they know the ENS, all of these happen at the same time. It won't come that quick unless you are very lucky. You're lucky enough. Otherwise, we need to wait for at least 6 to 12 months. But we are seeing some very good signals right now because the community, the good things itself, it will spread these impacts. It doesn't need us to tell the story every single time. And big companies, they are also standing by. So right after end of August, when name rapper go live, I mean, more crypto projects will carry their ENS name and put some smart contract for their potential users to uh, get register one or just pay or free in this way. But always, I really don't encourage you guys to sweep any floor. Don't sweep the floor, otherwise you are doing speculation, and in most cases speculation will make you lose money, unfortunately, even you're on the right project. But if you are purely for speculation, you don't know why it is so great. When the price drop, you won't be able to hold it. You don't have that kind of face, to live till final episode. But if you have a great name, if you have lots of potential people that you can come out to be very specific, and know that they will be the potential buyers, then you won't have that nervous. You won't be that anxious when the price up or down. I mean, you are always very comfortable to hold it. So that's the spirit of the names, and don't carry too many names, because those are liability. You need to pay the renewal on yearly basis. Every time you buy a new name, make sure you don't forget to change the association address to your own, so that people the wiring won't go to the previous owner. Do that homework and check all those functions, so that you know why ENS is so great. You won't hesitate, when you face maybe a cheap price of the name, or you have some not so good offer. You're wondering whether or not you're going to sell it or not. Be very specific. I mean, the more specific, the better. This is my experience, and so that I hope we as a community, we as a family, we can encourage each other to hold a long run game for this. Yeah, and thanks to Kev for his continuous effort in hosting this space. And Kev, I really hope someday you can bring Brentley here. That will upgrade this space, totally to another level to me. So yeah, let's all looking forward to that. Thanks much.
Thank you, Master. Matter of fact, I'm about to go ahead and tweet this thing over to Brantley right now. Now that you brought that up, right? Because it slipped my mind yesterday. So I'm going to send Brantley the tweet, and then y'all just go ahead and like it and retweet it, and hopefully he'll hop into space today. And then T-Verse, good morning, man. How you doing, bro?
Hey, GM Kev, 5159. Thanks again for hosting this space, always staying consistent. Good morning, Master, to the speakers on the panel here, 0095. I see Novax, Crypto Reporter, Yogara, Artie. Yeah, just want to give a shout out, and to shout out everybody in the whole entire community who was tapped in this morning. Make sure you guys retweet the space out, guys. I mean, think about this real quick. Think about how much information has been dropped in this particular space over the last few months. I'm not talking about over the last few weeks. I'm talking about over the last few months. Some of the stuff that has been said and communicated in here has come to fruition. Time and time again. I think it's important that you stay engaged in this space, and if you have new people out there that want to come in here and listen and kind of get an understanding of the confidence that we have in this protocol, and the understanding behind it, you need to invite them in here. Maybe they want to, maybe they don't want to listen to you, or take your word for it, because maybe you were that person that used to get drunk all the time at the bar, and they can't trust what you say. So but you've come across something, and you change your life, and you see something new, but you want to tell people, but there's just part of that past that they don't want to trust you, right? So sometimes we are those people, and you got to just point them in a direction where they can hear other people who have a certain level of confidence about what's going on out here and what's being built. And sometimes people in a close circle have to hear other people doing something before they'll actually listen to you, right? So I think that you got to keep that in mind when you're out there sharing what this ENS space is all about, what the protocol is about. Don't try to sell them on anything, and sell them a dream. Get them in here and let them listen. Let them make the ultimate decision after that. I think if you can point them in the right direction, that's all they need from you. They have to make that decision afterwards. Again, I think that we are early, so you have to come up with techniques if you want to get your loved ones involved, and people who you care about or different people that you know around the industries in your circles. So be creative, but don't oversell people on this stuff. Give them enough information where you can just point them in the right direction. And I can guarantee you, if they come here and they're listening and they're engaging, they'll understand that, man, maybe for one time in my life, I'm in the right place at the right time. I look forward to the discussion today. As you guys, if you were here earlier, uh, Kev kind of threw me the ball, and I had to shoot a three. I just did some spoken words, so you can go back and play it back if you need to. That was straight off the top of my head. I had no idea Kev was going to do that this morning, but we made it happen. That was the intro this morning. I look forward to the discussion today. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what it's about. And before I pass it over to Novax here, yeah, I want to say shout out to you for holding it down. I thought you was gonna sing the ENS Happy Hour song. So shout out to the spoken word that you did. But I want to say this, y'all. I want to start seeing new faces in the spaces, or new PFPs and new names in the spaces, because we have a great tight niche community here that we're coming here on a daily basis. We all know each other, or we're communicating with each other, or we're all following each other, which is fun and which is great. But we need to start inviting outsiders, people who don't really know about uh, ENS or crypto or NFTs, and start gauging your interest and start getting them involved. I just dropped this in one of the group chats that I'm in with some guys who probably don't have no idea what ENS is or haven't really heard much about it, and inviting them to come in, and I and this is what I said to them in this chat. I said a wealthy man once said, if you want to get rich, see where the world is going and get there first. And then I just sent the link to the space. So hopefully they'll pull up. But yeah, that's what I want to say. I want to see, we are essentially ENS maxis, ENS enthusiasts, because we're here every day and we're talking about ENS every day. But let's start onboarding and getting more people who are not aware of this, or maybe not the maxis or the enthusiasts the way we are, and start to educate them and get them on board. And that's how mass adoption begins to happen, slowly but surely. But let's go ahead and pass it over to my boy Novax. Novax, good morning, man. How you doing, bro?
Hey, good morning, Kev. Thank you. Appreciate it. Great intro, great start of the space. I appreciate the wisdom that Master's dropping here and what you're suggesting. I've recently had occasion to attempt to liquidate some domains because I came across some alpha, as we do. So it was interesting, guys. The pre-domains were really interesting to me. I came into the NFT space via the historical route. And so I was like, damn, these historical, and some of my first domains are like 2012.bits. I have faded.bit and ducky.bit. They're January 2012, and I think they're special, right? So I grabbed those months ago for like nothing. And then now when the pre-punk started going off, I was curious. I got the list for like the Morocco list or whatever, the Moroto list. I thought it had a few days. No, no, it all got sniped. But in the meantime, I was trying to generate a little liquidity. I was waiting to get paid. And so I started bringing my prices down out of crazy land into like what I might pay for them and stuff, and what I thought was really quite reasonable. And I didn't advertise them aggressively, even as much as I kind of like soft shill. I don't really like hard shill ever. So like there's no conversion happening on shilling with my domains. But dude, like I put like, and this is not I'm not having a political conversation today at all, but this is just just an example of something that I thought had value or whatever. But I secured fuck Trump, which there's only one of, and it is a pre-punks domain, and it is historically, like relevant, right? So I was like, and sincerely, like I'm the most liberty-loving libertarian type of person. So just that be what it is. Like it's not a political statement for me. It's really about the asset. So I'm out here like I'm like, dude, this one surely like this is gonna pain me to sell this for a 1 ETH, but surely it'll move like immediately because it's worth that. You know what I mean? Like Trump would want it just to, not that he's going to see it or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Somebody would want it just to control the negative sentiment. And so I'm like, this will easily move. Dude, not even a nibble. And likewise with all NFT alpha, all my, what I thought were grails, dude, apparently the market doesn't see them as grails, or the market that's following my Twitter page. So anyway, I don't want to go on forever, but I want to say that I totally resonate with your sentiment about both of what everyone's been saying about, from Kev saying, hey, some of these, you get analysis paralysis because there's so much supply of good stuff out here. Master saying, go with the quality, specificity important, and NFT verse saying, bring in new market, bring in new faces. God, I couldn't applaud all this, anymore. And with that, I want to say I'm sitting on an uncomfortably large bag of very scarce 2 emoji combos that I'm about to write the thesis on, because that's the sort of degen I am. And you can see my alien pirate flag.eth combo here. And I just want to get Master's hit on this, and Kev, and like, can you see what I see? That you cannot register a 2 emoji combo unless one of them has a Z-Widge, and the alien doesn't have a Z-Widge, so you can't register alien by himself. So the only way to register an alien emoji is alien adjacent to something that has a Z-Widge, and a lot of those are kind of lame. So anyway, so there are only very few alien combos that are cool, like alien pride flag or alien pirate flag, or you can't even do alien gun or alien spaceship or alien planet. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's a little game about the Z-Widge, about the zero width joiners that you need to understand before you can properly play the 2 emoji combo marketplace. But I just want to let you guys know that that's an uncomfortable position that I've taken recently with registering a crap load, dozens of 2ECs that I think are grails for months, because I'm hoping that the market sees what I see with them. But it's likewise one of these plays that is going to have a tremendously high carry cost, and I could be I'm rolling the dice. So anyway, that's all for me. I just want to sing your praises for the opening, and give you guys a little drip on my 2EC, what I think is alpha, and see if you guys think it's alpha too.
Well, Master, you there? What's the domain that you're asking about particularly?
Well, in this case, let's just say anything with an alien, any 2 emoji combo, which I'm denoting 2EC because it's easier. Any 2EC consisting of an alien and something else. It's there's only 12 of these or something, except for the skin tones have 2 emoji combos. So you could do thumbs up with any skin tone, just not yellow, or peace sign with any skin tone, like alien peace sign. Damn, that's a grail. But it has to be with the skin tone because you need that Z-Widge. So I already got alien black skin tone peace sign, but all the medium skin tones are available.
Well,
And I think they're grails. I don't know.
Why the alien though? Just curious.
So think of the punks collection, think of crypto punks as having the rarity of punks. What's the rarest, right, in the punks collection? Aliens, zombies, cowboys. So I'm thinking of the emoji 2ECs and the ETH emojis as kind of, in my mind, I'm thinking of them as more of a continuation of PFP culture. And so their rarity kind of manifests differently because of the Z-Widge aspect, but it nonetheless is such that I have gun zombie and hatchet zombie and all these zombie ones, because zombies are rare AF, right, in the CryptoPunks collection. So why would they not be dope to have a zombie.eth? And so when I first started thinking of getting into the ETH emojis more, I was like, what do the club founders have? They have triple cold face and single zombie. So that's kind of where I started on my trying to parse the value. But then I began to view it more through the lens of scarcity, and just to say, well, you can register zombie.eth. It's been registered and I can't afford it and it's badass. But you cannot register alien.eth. And nobody's registered alien adjacent. Alien American flag is still available right now because I couldn't afford the carry cost on it. It's a true 3-char. It's a 3-character. But that's what I'm saying. There's only a few of these left, and I just want to bring the alpha here to you guys. If you think it's alpha, I've sort of tried to shill this on some friends, but like what you guys were saying, I had to slow down because I started to feel uncomfortable with my bag getting too heavy here, and I didn't want to burn a relationship by shilling this hard on people who I love and trust, So I totally agree with the sentiment of kind of you don't need to push this, kind of if you think you've got something, it'll manifest in its own time. And you can really damage relationships by pushing people into ENS. Tell your mom to cash out her retirement or something and buy some domains, and you're gonna be kicking yourself. So just that's good wisdom and good advice to slow up. But what do you guys think of these two ECs? Have I just blown my kids' college money into two ECs like a total degen, or what?
I think so.
Well, thank you.
I was joking, man. I was joking. I think you're onto something, right? I think you're onto something. Because I said this again, and I'm pretty sure more. There's bigger emoji guys here than me myself. So I'm just gonna speak on this very briefly before I pass it over to another emoji guy. Emojis are simple to understand, and we use them every day in everyday communication. So I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest emoji maxi, or I'm a huge emoji fan. I do have one or two emoji domains. But me personally, the carry cost, I have two 3 letters right now that I'm like, shit, man, it's pretty expensive to even carry these. So I'm thinking about offloading one of them. So shout out to you for minting one of those, and because the carry cost is a little hefty price. But man, I think you're onto something. If you have a vision, you know what you see, that I'm pretty sure others will see it. I just brought on Skull Flag Wave. I think he wants to add on to this because he has a two
What?
mode.
Wait, what? What? Pirate Wave? You're the only other 2 EC I've ever met.
Yo, and it's piracy. Get it fucking right. Good morning.
Yeah, Pirate C.
I think that it's as valuable as you build it to be. And I think that the PFP thesis on rarity stuff, that's, it's always good. But these are properties. They're locations. They are utilities waiting to happen. They are other clubs. They are, they're dreams waiting to manifest on these .eth domains that will transport the utility, the revenues, the files, the rules for all objects that use the Ethereum blockchain for metaverse and digital transactions. So are they valuable? Sure. But you got to bring the girls to the party, right? And that's what this part of it's all about. Build on it. Worrying about the market, seeing what you see, when you can build a building that they can see it, see you from farther away is a better idea. And that's what we need to be doing, not waiting for folks to come to us. We need to build shit that they're like, wow, I'm going to go test out this cute fucking tool that lets me gift ENS domain to a homie called ENS Fairy, right? These are the things that we need to start to put out there in the public so that they can use these .eth domains for everything that they're worth. So build. Good morning.
Metaverse, Josh just entered my world in the biggest way, bro. Because like Kev, you're like, you registered one. That's cool. It's interesting, bro. Look at my bag, dude. Look at my ENS bag. Like, look at ENS Vision. I literally have like 50 of these. That's in my personal bag. I have a partnership with another 50 of these with my homie Digi. So we got full degen on it. We locked up all the aliens, bro. It's like almost every good one. And I have quite a bit of other stuff that I think is dope. Like, dude, I got alien cloud and face aliens, exhale face alien exhale face. I've got just like all this dope shit I think is dope.
Right, but are you going to an alternative to OpenSea that only pirates can run, that's broken down by emoji category, that has a representation of every country, because the holders started the flags and then started their organization? Is it an alternative NFT is everything marketplace called Piracy? Or are you just holding 50 things, brah?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Now right now I'm holding 50 things, but here's the path towards the carry cost me. I have a commercial play as part of my 2EC play. Do you guys remember when the flaming heart emoji blew up the other day, last week or whatever, for 100 ETH? And everyone was like, what the flaming heart emoji? And then you look up the alpha on emojis and you go, damn, dude, that's the most used emoji in the whole world. And you go, damn, that's cool. Okay, I get it. And then you go, hang on, why can anyone mint that shit just flaming heart emoji by itself? And then you get the ZWidge alpha and you go, damn, okay, because it's got a 3 character. All right. So then I said, well, what's the next best thing immediately, right? Well, it's got to be Flaming Heart beer, isn't it? Got that shit. And it's got to be Flaming Heart Nintendo controller or whatever. Got that shit. I got every Flaming Heart shit that I thought was legit, right? Because, dude, that's the shortest way to express affection for anything on chain. Flaming Heart anything, dude, is a fucking grail. Flaming Heart banana, dude. Monkeys are going to want that shit in the future, bro. So I'm just saying, but here's the issue with the alpha, okay? Which is that the normalization for the flaming heart symbol is delayed. So alpha is alpha because the value is not there yet. So at present, when you register a flaming heart emoji anything, it will display on OpenSea and in half of the places on ENS Vision as a 3-character combo, which is traditional red heart fire emoji, and then that third one. And so that's a problem. But the normalization is obviously en route. And so in order to confirm that the normalization on the original flaming heart emoji itself that was purchased for 100 ETH, I was like, this guy put the money where his mouth is. So unless it's a total wash, then there's a possibility that I can learn something from him. So I went to the Ether scan and I could see that his shit was displaying likewise in a non-normalized fashion. And so it gave me the confidence. I was like, homeboy just bought for 100 ETH flaming heart emoji, which is showing on Etherscan as a non-normalized symbol of red heart and fire emoji.eth. So I was like, dude, this guy probably has the banger alpha. So it's like 2 a.m. I just started registering what I could for a month. So I'm sitting on a little stack of flaming hearts, dude, and shit. I don't know when the normalization will get updated, but I got to carry these shits until it does. And then in the meantime, my homie Digivitar is an incredible graphic designer. We're doing like flaming heart. We got. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
My bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
The art of the soft shell.
Yeah, the art of the soft shell. Yeah, we get it. Novak is a big believer in two emojis. I'm not opposed to it. Thank you, Novax, for sharing it. I do want to kind of move on just a little bit. We have a couple other people with their hand up right here.
Thank you, bro, for the time. I'm sorry for going off, and I just want to shout out Shirley Lowe real quick because I found out she was following me today, homie. So thank you, Shirley. It means the world to me. Thank you, Kev.
Nah, all good, man. Thank you, Novak. Thank you for sharing that alpha with us. I want to go over to Crypto Reporter. He's been waiting very patiently. Crypto Reporter, the stage is yours, man.
Hey everybody, what's going on? GM. Hello to everybody. Hello to the speakers on board. Hello to the people that usually speak. Hello to everybody in the audience. Real quick, do this for me, okay? It was my birthday. No one gave me a birthday present. This is the way that you make up for that, right? Is you retweet the space out. Please, please. We got a lot of bags.
Wait,
Everybody.
you said today's your birthday?
Oh no.
Oh,
That was last week, and nobody got me anything. It's okay. I mean, if you want, you could send me ETH now. I'm looking at a couple of plays, but uh, but real quick, everybody just retweet this space. I think this thing is so important in so many different factors, but we can't really. We, as Kev said earlier, we kind of get everybody on here daily, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with like bringing on new people or going into different rooms, or just telling people about, hey, what this is, because this is your Web3 digital identity. That's blockchain agnostic, decentralized protocol, as Gary would love to say. Yeah, I'm getting my words up, trying to increase my vernacular capabilities, but uh, that's besides the point. Um, yeah, everybody, just retweet the space out. Make sure that you are telling people about this. People that are that may be interested in what crypto is, what ENS is. You know what? I was hoarding names at one point, but then there was one name that I actually just gave away because she was my friend, and I was like, "Look, this is your first name. It's kind of rare that people have their first names, but I want to give this to you because I know you're big into crypto. I know you want to be able to take a look at this." And honestly, there's going to be a couple of ways that people are going to get onboarded, right? It's when crypto payments become mainstream, which they're predicting in like the next 2 years. It's when there's some sort of regulation in place, right? And I know that depending on where you are on the spectrum, you may not like regulation, but it is key to adoption. And then there's going to be also the people who are programming and building it out. So I think that those are going to be the main components. So until then, right, until we really get to that mainstream, we're going to be here for a second. And the only thing that we can do is grow organically. There's going to be times where the media hypes us up or, says this is the end. But honestly, we got to do like door to door if it needs to be grassroots. But I'm liking what I see in the space, and so that's why I've taken it upon myself to try to do as much as I can in the space, whether it's writing for Gary or whether it's just working with people like Master and Novex, um, because I see something here that I realize is so early in the space that I'm like, okay, this is where we can lay the foundations. And I want to tell this story real quickly, and then I'll hop off. Which is, I was reading the other day The Art of Human Nature by Robert Greene, and he talks about Rockefeller and the story of Rockefeller, right? And in the story, you start to realize that there's this new wave of people going into this new sector, something crazy in Kentucky that's happening right now. It's called I'm not sure if it was Kentucky, but it's called oil, and there's this big oil boom, and people were fascinated, about this. Wasn't really as regulated as it was today. It was like the wild west. It was the new commodity that everybody was looking for, and this man, John D. Rockefeller, put it together and said, "Hey, this is something. I know it's very volatile, but I think that we can make something work with this." And so what he ended up doing is, creating his own refinery, doing some deals, and building that up. And I find myself not necessarily in the same position, but in a interesting position where we're looking at this as the internet's commodity, right? And digital real estate and these things. And you kind of have to go through a whole bunch of processes or just a whole bunch of ideas and a whole bunch of like theses in order to get to this point. But we made it. We all made it to this point where we're like, hey, this is going to be the future. We should probably do something about it, or we should probably get into this. And so what I have to say to you guys is that, you may be early, but I, I may be biased. I probably am biased, but just because you're early doesn't mean you're wrong. So I'll leave it with that, and like I said to everybody, do your part in the space as much as you can, and we'll see where it goes from here. But that's all I got for today.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thank you, Crypto Reporter. That was very philosophical of you. A little bit different of approach. Very much appreciated, bro. Yeah. Let's keep it moving right along. We have a couple people with their hand up. E Money. Good morning, man. How you doing?
Hey man, thanks for having me up. I just wanted to kind of echo the sentiment which you said as you opened the space about getting new people, new faces, new blood in the space. So I had an interesting day yesterday. I've got quite a high profile name. I'm sure you've heard me mention it, smartglasses.eth. The industry really seems to be taking off right now, and there's a lot of kind of news in the mainstream media, especially kind of with. And I know there's another high-profile domain guy. I'm sure you've all heard of a Web2 kind of big.com guy, Rick.
Domain King.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and he posted a couple of days ago about smartglasses.com. He put an initial price tag on it a while back of like $3.5 million. And I'm like, whoa, wow, this is okay. Yeah, I've got something here. And in the past few days, it's kind of really blown up. So I thought, right, I'm going to do some work here. I'm going to try and get in touch with some of these like smart glasses companies, put the word out about ENS, see if they're interested in the name. And I managed to get in touch with, it's the CEO of a company called XRAI, X-Ray. And they've just launched some smart glasses, which and they're working with deaf people. So there's a big thing in the newspaper about their smart glasses allow them to communicate more efficiently with people who are deaf. So people who are deaf who are wearing these glasses, they can have a conversation with anybody. And rather than kind of struggling to lip read and do the hand, the sign language, which sometimes they kind of miss some of the detail, these smart glasses interpret into text in augmented reality in real time in their vision. So I was like blown away by this. So yeah, I got in touch with the CEO of the company and I was like, okay, right, I've got this amazing name for you. I told him a bit about ENS and the .eth domains and the utility behind it. And he was like, yeah, it sounds amazing, really interested. How much do you want for it? I gave him a price. He says, like, listen, we're a really young company. We can't afford that right now, but it seems like a really good price. And then it clicked. I thought, I wonder if these guys have actually got their own .eth, So I did a quick search, found that they didn't have their own company name, which was like a 4-letter name. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, okay, guys, I've just discovered that, xray.eth is available. I advise you to go and to register this right away. Don't hang around. Your company's been in a lot of the mainstream news the past couple of days. It's going to get snapped up very quickly. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. But having experienced this in the past, I've been in touch with a stablecoin company called stabletoken.io. I had the exact same conversation with their CEO and the founder. 2 days later, someone else registered the name. They missed out. They don't own the .eth, and somebody else tried selling it to them for 100 ETH. And so I thought, right, I'm going to kind of step in here, even though I'm sure they're more than capable of opening a wallet, registering the name, going on ENS, registering the name. It's still quite complicated for somebody who's new to the space. You've got to open a wallet, you've got to buy some ETH from a centralized exchange, you've got to transfer that ETH to your wallet.
You're a
and
real
then you're
concierge.
Yeah, and then you've got to kind of you've got to buy the domain, which isn't a straightforward process. So I got in touch with Validator, and he's I don't know if you've heard him on the Spaces with Alicia recently. He goes about his business registering as many kind of business names and trying to get these into the hands of the people who are going to use these names, which for the space is going to be really useful and really valuable, because at the end of the day, we want as many high-profile businesses and trademarks and companies actually building on these names. So I contacted him. I said, listen, I just sent him a quick DM and he replied instantly. He said, yeah, I'll register it. Let them know that it's secure. It's gone into the ENS Fairy multi-sig wallet. And that's like brilliant. That's like a weight off my mind. I don't have to worry about anybody else going registering this company's .eth. So I got back in touch with the company. I said, listen, get in touch with the validator. He's secured the name. It's on ENS Fairy. Take a look at it. And these guys were over the moon. So within the hour, I don't know exactly what had happened, what conversation had gone on between validator and this company, but they'd opened a wallet and the name was securely in their, in their possession. And they're a big company. They are going to be a big company. They're a smart glasses company. We're on the cusp of something big with AR and VR and Instagram, and there's 600 million users entering into the augmented reality space. It's going to blow up. So I'm just glad that we got this into the right hands, because if they display their .eth on their account, which it's gonna be great for the space, as is any other big profile name. So my point is about this is that we're also discussing artists. If you have a company who you admire or an artist which you admire, and you kind of, you're a collector of the art or you use the product and they don't yet own the .eth, I would just say do the right thing, get them the name, and you can use ENS Ferry to secure it, or you can contact them directly, and everybody's going to benefit from this. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that really about getting new blood into the space. I think we're at the level now where that's what we need to do. We need the big names involved, and any small gestures go a long way, and everybody will benefit.
Yo, E-Money, you have an excellent point, though. I think we have to kind of go in and honestly say, sometimes it may be hard to have a name because, you're like, oh, I actually see the value in this name before everybody else does, right? And so you go and register that name, you go and you're like, oh, I could probably 100 ETH, I could sell this for 50 ETH, 100 ETH. It really takes that inner character to really speak to you sometimes and be like, well, perhaps you should give this one away. And I've actually had that conversation a couple of times with myself. And long story short, I was able to meet a multimillionaire author, and I had his name, and I was like, oh snap, I could probably sell this to him for like 50, 75, 100 ETH. And something told me, I was like, you know what, it's probably best if I just give him the name. And I was really struggling with this for like a couple of days. I was like, should I do it? Should I not? But by giving him the name, I'm kind of really showing him that I'm really involved in the Web3 space. And by also being able to give him the name, I also know that there's other names that he's going to be searching for. So I know that he runs mastermind groups all the time. And in fact, he's actually the owner of mastermindgroup.com. And I know that around that price point is like $250,000 for the com. I know that ENS is more valuable than that, and that they can do subdomains of Mastermind Group, right? So then by using those subdomains, you could actually lease it out to other people as well. And so I know that in the future, which is not going to be that long, he was going to want that name. And he knows exactly who to go to, right? Because I was the one that teach him the technology, to show him how the controllers work, things like that. And so I'm planting the seeds, right? And so even if it takes not purchasing the name, but if you're able to make those connections, right? And say that, hey, you are the Web3 expert, that may be just as good, You may have a stronger following. You may actually make those connections that you need to make in order to progress yourself. So yeah, it could be about the money, but at the same time, you're showing your character, you're showing your morals, and you can progress yourself in other ways than just the one. So just wanted to step in there and say that. Kev, I hope you're back, man.
Yeah,
So you can take
man.
over for me.
I appreciate it, bro. I was getting rugged hearing that. I'm happy the space didn't close out. It was people. I couldn't hear anything for a while. So E-Money, what you're saying in the beginning, I heard, but I didn't hear the ending because I was kind of getting rugged there. Happy that the space is still here. Crypto Reporter. Thank you for that. I think there's a fine line there before we move on to the next speaker. I think there's a fine line there between, supporting, onboarding, bringing on the next wave of users, and I think you played it smart, right? Everything is not all about money. There's good karma in this space as well, right? And I hope that you eventually make that sell, or he comes back to you, because that's good karma. Bringing big names and big faces and influencers and things of that nature into the space is more of what we need, and less of trying to sell people names for 100 ETH that would never sell. But let's go over to 448. He was
Hey,
next.
hey,
We'll go
Kev,
from
real quick, and
yeah.
then we'll go
Go
right to
ahead.
448. I just want to say too, just for everybody to keep this in mind, right? Um, Imagine when there's more buyers that comes into this market. There, to me, there's not enough buyers yet. They're not. The demand is not being pushed yet, just yet, right? So when more buyers start to interact and they understand what .eth is and the utility behind it, the influx of buyers will push that demand, and it'll almost scare companies out there and other individuals out there, whether it's celebrities, whether it's people or whatever, to come into this space and secure their identity. It's going to take more buyers and more transactions to occur, that's going to make that happen. So I just don't think that we're there yet, but at some point in time soon, we all hope, but maybe it's a year down the road, maybe it's 2 years down the road. But when the influx of buyers step into this particular protocol, trust and believe that people are going to be scattering and scavenging, trying to scoop up the cleanest version of their identity they can find, whether it's their identity or whether it's a company that they are thinking about establishing in Web3. They will find it, trust me. 448, go ahead.
Hey everyone. So lately I've been working on writing articles for Gary's blog and Medium. And so yesterday I published my third article. It's actually about the sales and it's really interesting. So I made a Twitter thread also. And yeah, I'll just like quickly run through it. It's pinned at the top if you want to look at it also. So there have been like 2,700 plus case sales. Actually, there have been 32, but I excluded 5 because this was like this Franklin sale or like joke sale or some arbitrage share or wash sale. But these are like seems these all seem legit. So there are 27 of those, which is like $4 million, and I ranked these by dollar value, which has not been previously done. So there's like so 000 is still the largest sale, but actually the second and third, it's they're different than we may think. It's actually ABC for the 90 ETH, which was a quarter of a million because at the time it was more expensive, and Deepak for 75 was actually in the third place. So Porno for 184 was actually fourth one, and really funny that Sam, which recently for 100 ETH, it barely made to this list. I like rounded up to even a little bit like by few dollars, so it would fit into this 100k plus list. And yeah, there were some like 3 wallets that sold 2 million worth of domains in like few days. So you can take a look of those. Many of these domains that were sold so fast are obviously cheap, like Amazon for 33 ETH, which received 1 million offer later, and Hodl, which was flipped like for 55 ETH. Just like 11 days later, so the seller made like 40 or 45 ETH. So yeah, and also I included the data about registrations. There were 8 of those, and like 3 were over 100k. About the offers, like 260k till 1 million. So there are major offers which funnily were like rejected or the owners didn't recognize these, but we can really see that there's like big money and demand for domains, and these are like not getting sold. So you can like read more about in the article, but yeah, it's pinned at the top. There's like a mistake with the Arabic 000. It's 100 ETH, but the dollar value is right. I corrected this info in article, but yeah, I think it's really interesting to see like the dollar value and that these 30 and 35 ETH sales were actually kind of big one, but we like are we can't remember those because it was a while ago and it was like 30, but yeah, it's these were kind of big too. So yeah, thank you guys, and hope I'll listen to this space, and thank you for hosting these as always.
Wow, 448. That was phenomenal work right there. You guys take a look at that. I just went ahead and give that a retweet. Thank you for putting that together and sharing it with us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work there, brother. Um, yeah, I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into it after this space, but yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Um, let's keep it moving right along. We have WSSP.eth. The stage is yours.
Yeah, so I was listening to you how you were earlier talking about onboarding new people, and like how we want how the next step of adoption curve will be, and like adding on to some of the comments that crypto reporter and NFT verse were talking about. I don't know whether I'm sure Kev, you would have seen it, and some other members in the community as well, the initiative that Sadaf and Rex are doing. Help Kentucky.eth. I mean, I was on their spaces when Mayor Thomas, if I'm not naming her wrong, she was there, and I was there in that conversation, and she was talking about how even though she has no idea about what blockchain is or what .eth is, or how the valuation works here, but she was willing to learn about it. She was willing to educate her community members about it, because like what these guys are doing is actually making a real change for them. So if we actually want to help mass adoption, and go ahead in the adoption curve, initiatives like this, like initiatives that aren't just about money, making money and drugging people off money, but it's more about making real changes in world, in people's life. I think if we have more initiatives like this, I'm bullish on Web3. But at the same time, to be honest, I might get some hate for it, and some of you might not like my comments on this, but I feel at this moment right now, apart from certain sections in Web3, more of most of them feel like just glorified version of Web2. I mean, I might be completely wrong in saying that, but at least that's my opinion on most of the things that are happening in Web3. There are certainly developers and builders who don't give a fuck about money, and who are here to build and to make this world a better place, all that Web3 promises us. But apart from those sections and those small echo chambers, most of it just feels like making quick millions and just getting that quick retirement. I mean, no hate for anyone who is looking to that. I always respect the hustle and work that everyone is putting to change their lives, but it has to be bigger than me and you and everyone, otherwise I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Like, it's just other glorified version of Web 2.
Yo, I got to run off really quick, so I want to just say goodbye and invite you all to hang with me in Bishara today. You guys know Bishara. He's a big influencer, leader, alpha, and education and adoption content creator, specifically with the Arabic ENS community. So we're going to be doing an interview in 1 hour. And so I just want to invite you all to come and hang with me in Bishara today if you still got the energy after this space. So thank you all for having me. Appreciate you all. My 2EC ranting. And we'll catch up with you next time. Maybe we could do a whole space about my 2ECs so that I don't need to go and, do what I do. So I'm gonna host a space about 2ECs later so we can do that too. See you guys. Thank you.
I'll be there.
Let's go.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Man, I forgot what your question was. The speaker before, it kind of threw me off here real quick, but I support it, man. Yes, it's bigger than us, right? It's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. It's not about me and it's not about you. It's about all of us collectively coming together and making this thing work, man. I do want to do a slight reset of this room because I feel like we're kind of going all over the place here, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of everybody. This is what I need. Everybody take a deep breath. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ENS Update Show. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to about 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I have an update for you guys. Before I go to the next speaker. I think this is vital and this is important. So I dropped the space link with the quote in the chat that I'm in. It's a little guy's chat that I'm in, group chat, iMessage chat. And one and one of the guys goes to respond, I don't want to hear about crypto, ENS, or Ethereum. I want to know how to make money right now. So if I'm not making money right now, don't send me anything about crypto, ENS, or Ethereum. But he said, which I found absolutely hilarious in the way, in what we would say in Twitter land and crypto land, is not going to make it. He's not going to make it, right? I'm giving him free nuggets, free gems, free alpha. You right, from some of the smartest people in the room, some people that we probably won't be able to even speak with in 2 to 3 years, how wealthy and how big they'll be. And he rejected it. But I say that to say this: we're often lost in this bubble of our own community. We don't know how other people outside may be viewing this, or how uninterested a lot of people in the outside world may even be in this particular subject of conversation. That's how early it is. But he'll come around in 3 years when everything he's doing on a day-to-day basis is involved around with the blockchain, right? It's we are the early adopters. So I just want to get that message across. Go ahead, NFT verse.
Kev, he'll come around when his favorite celebrity starts pushing it. That's when he'll come around. That's when they all mostly will come around. That's when most of the people out here will start to take notice. Is when these celebrities start pushing. Of course they're already pushing like unstoppable domains. You see them out there, right? These are people who are getting paid, right? We're part of a DAO, so what we lean on is utility. We lean on the utility of the product, the protocol. That is our advertisement. That is our marketing. We don't need to cut checks, in here. The utility is king, and it will reign king before all is said and done. But all of this stuff is part of the cycle that we have to go through. The rejections from people is part of the cycle. The not people not understanding or choosing to want to take the fast route is part of the cycle. These are all cycles that we always deal with, no matter if we're in Web 2 or Web 3, right? When you think about it, it happened with Web 2. But the people who stuck around in Web 2 that was early, these are the individuals who are looked at as experts now. So the same thing will happen with Web 3 also. There's no such thing as something being all good, right? Like WSSP was stating, right? Web 2, Web 3, no matter what technology, no matter what is out there in real world, in real life, or whatever, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. You can't escape it. It's part of the natural ecosystem that's developed here on this planet. So we have to understand that if we want to make a mark and we want to share the things that are out there, is that we continue to share it the proper way. It's going to be their decision whether or not to participate, and we'll see them down the road. Go ahead. I'll get hand it over to ENS Punks, I believe.
Yo, GM, everybody, Kev, Master, NFTverse, thank you for holding it down. All the speakers in the house, all the listeners, the overall community. So I got so much going on right now. I was going to come up and, you probably noticed I got a different PFP today, and it's a subdomain project I'm working on. I was going to shill it, announce it, but it's impossible. You cannot come up after Novak is shilled and try to shill. It just is not going to work. The people are shilled out. I got some other stuff going on. I'm fired up about, and I kind of really want to tell it just to tell Master more than anybody, and it relates with GeoCities.eth, and let's just say ENS Punks has been in contact with Yahoo regarding the acquisition of GeoCities.com, so there's something very interesting there. I'm going to need the community's help, but again, it's too selfish to carry on about the community. The conversation this morning's got me fired up. So I really just let me shift gears completely. There's so much going on in the community, so much said. I just want to talk about the community a little bit. First things first, though, I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it, but I got to call out our man, Crypto Reporter. He came up here and he said nobody gave him anything on his birthday, but I'm gonna pin the tweet right now. I got the proof. Your boy is not missing a beat here. He dropped my man 100 hearts on his birthday. Made a post about it. First 100 hearts ever sent as a birthday gift. So that's what it's about. It is about the community. So my man, I don't want to call anybody out. He just threw me a heart in the private. It hurt my feelings because ENS Punks is not going to miss you if you're out there and it's your birthday, you're working hard, and I don't acknowledge it. You fucking let me know, and I will acknowledge it. I'll support you however I can. Unfortunately, it's not a whole lot, so I'm really talking a lot more than I do, but I will do whatever I can. Now, I love what E-Money sort of brought up with onboarding. He talked about, ENS Ferry, our guy, Validator.e. So let me tell you a little story here. NFT verse, I first broke the news in one of his happy hours. I know we're not supposed to talk about ENS in the happy hour, but I was so elated, so fired up about it. There's a local sports management company here in Miami, First Round Management. They represent a number of MMA fighters and NFL players. And there's two brothers. One of them, Abe Kawa. If you look at his Twitter account, he's got abekawa.eth. And your boy ENS Punk's onboarded him. That's the news I broke with the NFT verse at his happy hour. And my man Abe has begun, and I did a little screenshot, sent it to 5159 the other day. My man Abe has started liking the ENS update tweets that I've been reposting. And, let me tell you, I walked in there, and I've done business with them in the past. But, yeah, the idea is, look, right, they represent all these athletes. That is the end. I showed them what's up, said, look, this is more of a personal relationship, so I don't actually refer to myself as Punks in the third person with them. But, Punks is coming to you with something. Let me show you. And I just kicked it off with, right, look, Jimmy Fallon's got it. He's got 51 million followers. I showed him the ENS leaderboard, and then I showed him some of the companies that got it, starting with Budweiser, and that was it. It was a done deal. It was like, if Budweiser does it, who sponsors some of their athletes, has sponsored some of their athletes in the past, that's good enough for them. By the time I walked out, I showed them how to use ENS Vision bulk registration. They got about 10 ENS names right in front of me for their businesses. This was on a Friday. Hit that Friday night happy hour. By Saturday morning, I was getting a text from one of the cousins over there saying, hey, get as many of our athletes as you can. So I got 16 of the athletes. I was in there last week, created the wallet for them, transferred a total of 30 names to them. And then, of course, the next question is, now what I need from you, this is the ENS Punks ask, I need you all to start flexing this on Twitter. And that was sort of where get the pushback, right? Like, well, look, it's right. They, in order to represent stuff like this, they're used to sponsorships. They're used to endorsement deals. And so I talked to them about the DAO a little bit. I said, it's probably inappropriate, but let me bring it to the DAO, talk to them, chop it up with them, and see what's up. So I went in last Friday to a DAO meeting for the public goods meeting. Said, look, I feel it's sort of embarrassing to ask this, but I'm a middleman. I'm just sort of telling you what I've done on the back end. And, what's the potential? So this gets to what NFTverse says, right? There's a difference with ENS. We are a decentralized protocol run by a DAO. We are not paying people. And that was the position of the DAO, and I loved it. I was more than happy to ask, as uncomfortable and as awkward as that was. But hey, ENS Punks, we love what you're doing. We love the fact that you got these names and got them in the hands of the right people. But from there, it is up to them. We want people who want to use this organically. But nevertheless, this is the public goods meeting. Come back Monday to the ecosystem meeting. Maybe, that we're working on things with the referrals. There are going to be things, right, with marketing budgets, and that's a good thing. So I went back yesterday, chopped it up with him a little bit more. And, hey, just like E Money was saying, right? He's got some very good names with businesses, with athletes, with people, and he wants to get them to the right people. And sure enough, just like he was saying, he's connected with Validator.eth. I was chopping it up with Validator.eth, in the DMs after that meeting. And it's not just about this and the onboarding. It's like, look, I was in that meeting and I learned things, so please go to those meetings, get in that ENS DAO forum, stay apprised of what's going on. It's like, I'm not going to talk about it because I've talked about it too much already, too long. But hey, I got updates about the, name wrapper update, the smart contracts and where they are with the audit and everything. So it's like, I got that alpha. Again, I got a whole lot to talk about. I just, really want to focus more on the community. So probably tomorrow I'll talk a little bit more about my things. So long as, Novak doesn't front run me on the shilling, I might even chill a bit. But, the reality is it's like, there is alpha going on in those meetings. You should be in those meetings. There are opportunities for funding. There are these opportunities to onboard people. And look, man, it's like, it doesn't personally benefit me, but it put a damn smile on my face ear to ear to see my guy Abe Kawa, liking the 5159 ENS updates, Spaces tweets, and I'm working on them. And there's two other athletes at least who I think it's worthwhile. They're strong enough in terms of reach, in terms of social media, that I think I could probably do a subdomain project with them. PCC, they were in this meeting yesterday. They're doing a generic registrar contract. So even when this smart or when the smart contract come out for the name wrapper update, it's not going to just, you're not going to just be able to snap your fingers and become a domain registrar, but they're already filling in the gaps. And PCC is like asking for budget to build that smart contract so you can just snap your fingers and become your own subdomain registrar powered by the new name wrapper smart contracts. So these are the kinds of things you got to get involved with, learn about, understand, and most importantly, support. We want to see them get funded. We want to see them build out those contracts so we can all become our own domain registrars. And then that gets into this idea of kind of what OX Wizard's talking about. It is not just about buying and flipping. Even, Novaks, maybe they are grails, maybe not, but he could build them into grails. He could build grails on the grails. And then we're not talking about flipping. We're talking about generating revenue and income, not just for your lifetime. This is immutable. We are talking about generating revenue that is going to drip down to your people and your people's indefinitely, so long as the Ethereum blockchain is running. And that is the alpha. There is building going on, there's onboarding going on. And before you know it, it's like the game is going to change. Final thing, our guy WSSP brought it up and just want to double down on it. I am rocking, as you see, a new subdomain, that racehorse.enspunks.e. That racehorse is to symbolize the Kentucky Derby. And so shout out to Sadaf, and I feel terrible because I'm forgetting his numbers, but I believe he's also Richard 68. And so they are, look, they onboarded a mayor of Jackson, Kentucky, somebody, whose city and town is just, been devastated by the floods, created a wallet. It's sort of inspired by the Ukraine.eth, raising funds wallet for them, for the war effort, and just, get money into the hands of refugees and everybody who needs it. And same thing, we're talking about people who have lost their homes, lost everything. And then, of course, that can all be replaced, but people have lost lives that cannot be replaced. So, please support your community, support the people who are doing those kinds of projects. And in turn, you're going to be supporting a good cause. We all need some help sometimes. So I'll wrap it up on that and maybe come back another day and do a little personal shilling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, punks. Very much appreciate that. Let's get more involved. Let's get more involved. I do want to. We are short on time, but I do want to get to the rest of the speakers here. Let's go to Art E, and then we'll go to 184 from there.
Thank you, 5159. It's artificial is what it is. And I just came across you guys today, especially this space. And I just wanted to kind of introduce myself and say, this is awesome. I listened to the whole thing. And I was at work earlier. I had to walk outside when I put my hand up at first. And he kept going through everybody. So I'm at lunch now. But anyway, I'm one of the guardians with Earth. And they're doing a hell of a job building that name wrapper out. And when you first came on, you were talking about first names and last names, and I've got like Wendy Ann, and I plan on doing like Baker dot Wendy Ann and Jones dot Wendy Ann, and whatever the name is. So to me, those are kind of I've got my names for every one of my grandkids. I've got every one of my friends, pretty much everybody in my family, even if they don't have a wallet. And I tend to give domains away. I was in a space the other day and everybody was doing something, but you had to have an ETH name. And there's one guy in there that didn't have one. I said, "What do you want, man? I'll get it for you." And he didn't know what I was talking about. And next day, within a day or two, I had it to him. He was like, "Wow, dude, thank you so much." I said, "Brother, all you got to do is promise me you'll pay it forward. Buy somebody else an ETH name, set it up for them, and kind of walk them through it and get them into it. And that's going to raise the tide for everybody. It's just going to help everybody. So I just kind of want to introduce myself. I don't really have a whole lot to it. You guys are great, man, and I'm going to follow. I got all you guys on all tweets, so my phone's probably going to blow up for the next couple of days for sure. But I just want to say thank you for letting me speak, and I'll be around, man. I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
When
Yeah,
gas is low, ENS a bro.
yeah, Art. I think what you're doing is great work for the space, man. Welcome to the space. You're welcome on stage any time of the week, brother. Yeah, pay it. Let's pay it forward, right? Let's pay it forward. I think this is a beautiful space, a community where we're not afraid to give each other anything, right? We're not afraid to help another one out, either whether that's a existing friend or trying to onboard a new person. So shout out to what you're doing, Artie, and you're gonna also receive your good karma for that as well, Matt. Let's go over to 184. 184. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, good afternoon. I actually want to talk about a few things and tie together a lot of what I've heard today, a lot of great points. So, firstly, I'm here to FUD my bags. I'm here to FUD your bags, but not FUD your thesis, not FUD what you're up to, not FUD ENS. But the whole intention is I want everyone to think and perhaps develop a more robust conviction and focus. So it's my opinion that the euphoria of the last couple of months has died down a little bit, and it's really good to have cycles of peak euphoria and then not much going on. It's good for the health and maturity of this nascent technology. And some of the things that have been said today, I love them. So NFTverse said, there's not that many buyers and have a 2 to 3 year sort of timeline, a conviction on it. Master always identifies that really look into what you're buying, be selective. eMoney's now having conversations with people about smart glasses, things that he has. He's looking at gifting to different artists. We had Wasp mention that it's bigger than just making money. And old mate art guy, I'm sorry, can't see it right now, talks about getting things for his friends and family. So coming back, the euphoria's died down. We're not so much about money right now, and we're starting to talk about cool things. And why do I think that's important? Well, I think it's important because, and 448's article about all these recent big sales and things. Why is it important? Because there are lots and lots of big sales, but compared to the number of domains that we hold, there's not that many. And so fudding my bags is, I want us all to question what we'll do for the next 2 to 3 years if we never made a sale. Like, what's the cool stuff that you can do? We've heard it. We're talking about it right now. What's the cool stuff? If you change your expectations, what are the cool things that can happen? How can you think outside of just making money? Now, it's my opinion that long-term investments provide a better sleep and better returns as well. But I also acknowledge that some make an income from flipping, but they're the talented exception. So this is a great time. I encourage everybody to start thinking about what they're doing, to be incredibly selective with their time, their energy, and their focus. And I love this lull in the market. I love when we don't have massive sales because it will make the future far more bright and maybe it will lead to massive sales. But again, if I hadn't said it, someone before this 10K club and 999 drama, when there were these big sales and sort of things vamped up, someone did the numbers. I'm trying to find the article. Someone did the numbers and worked out, how soon will you sell your domain based on the number of sales and if the count of domains stay the same. And it was something like over 100 years. So the chances of selling are actually quite low, which is another reason for us to focus on all the cool things that have been said today that haven't had dollar signs kind of driving them. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, man. I think that is big, right? It's we're definitely seeing a little less interest in the market, but I also look at it. This is the calm before the storm. Now, when's the storm? Who knows? Maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I don't really know, but I do know this is what I like to consider a nice little accumulation phase. The hype has died down a little bit. Really put your head down, and now's the time to probably scoop some quote unquote grails or mini grails or things you have high conviction on for good prices, and that's what I did. I got four decent surnames yesterday for what, 200-300 bucks. That is a steal in my book. Shout out to the buyer. I got to help him pay rent. And he gave me a great deal. So yeah, I agree. 184. Great points made there, man. Let's go OX Wizard, and then we'll probably call this one a day after that.
I have a thing for closing out these spaces, which is kind of weird in my different personalities. Uh, I think, listening to ENS punks talk about and all that, that's the way, right? Like, look to really just deliver that message as a group to people that they trust already. But 2 to 3 years, I'm pretty sure you can think of ways to translate things that are inherently broken in Web 2 to Web 3 with ENS at the foundation of that technology. And big brands don't need to go about saving money, streamlining their transactions, streamlining their rewards platforms, their metaverse connections. There are, and I know this right now because we're working on one, but there are really huge brands, massive brands that are being exposed to ENS and Ethereum and Web3 as a matter of translating their business models and giving them sovereign control of their connection to their customers. That's also part of decentralization. They don't have to count on 3 million different partners that are also nickel and diming their products to increase in price. They have a direct connection on the marketing and advertising and community front. Things and dynamics will change because of this technology. And the big brands stand absolutely to benefit from that. And if you hold brand, objects, don't go put that live, but maybe put together ideas and things that you could throw at an agent or an agency that could possibly help you monetize that or take it in a different direction, but build. This is what I leave y'all with. That's the whole point of this. The reason y'all bought domains and the way it's always been, at least my 25 years of building things, is we'd buy the domain because we're going to build on it, right? We'd buy the place where people were going to go to do stuff. And this is an important thing right now because we want to bring people to do stuff in Web3 that's unique to this ecosystem and not possible anywhere else. And that's a lot of different ideas. So go build. Bless.
Bless and cheers. Any
Yo,
final
yo,
go?
my bad. Yo, Kev,
Yo,
I had to hop in because
oh, yo,
I
my
didn't say
boy,
nothing.
what's good?
Yeah, no, I didn't say nothing this whole time. Just real quick, bro. I just want to say, if y'all not getting names right now, it's the only thing that's worth buying. if you want to make it like, and this is financial advice because you'll never find me anyways. Um, if you're not getting names right now, that's the best play, bro. Like it's just super easy. You feel me? I just found like, just go through my page, see all the names I've been finding. This shit is too easy. Just surnames are the best. Check LinkedIn and all that. Just like I just pinned up Abraham sold for 8 ETH right now. Names are the best play, but that's all I had to say. Peace out, y'all. Love.
Yeah, man, I like names a lot. I know a lot of attention's on the first names, but I think surnames they'll begin to hit a little bit harder after these subdomains come out, and you potentially could subdomain entire lineages of families with these subdomains, right? Generations and generations. That'll be pretty cool. Master NFT verse. Any final words before we close this one out?
Don't register a lot of new names. Yeah, I've been sick, receiving DMs asking me to giving appraisal of his new recent names. So yeah, the rest of August will be all our opportunity to witness the great party right after name rapper. So yeah, just stay tuned. And Kev, looking forward to your updates regarding the Brantley invitation. Yeah, I really yeah hopes that will come as that will happen in this space. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you, Master NFT verse.
Hey, nah, man, great space today, Kev. I mean, a lot of different things over, man. I enjoyed it. I love these types of spaces. I love we kind of when we dig deep in on certain topics. So, man, no, great. Thanks to everybody for coming and tapping in this morning. Um, yeah, everybody have a great day, man.
All right, y'all. 5159 is out. All right, y'all. Peace.